Hello everyone and welcome back to my blog. Today we're going to be talking about a critical issue in modern medicine, which is antibiotic resistance. Antibiotics are powerful drugs which are used to treat and kill bacteria. However, in recent years, bacteria are becoming more and more resistant to many antibiotics, rendering them effectively useless. In this video, we're going to be going over what antibiotic resistance is, as well as how to combat it. Antibiotic resistance occurs when bacteria evolve in ways that make them more resistant to antibiotics. There are four main ways that bacteria become more antibiotic resistant. First, there's intrinsic resistance. Some bacteria are naturally resistant. For example, certain bacteria don't have cell walls, so antibiotics that target cell walls, like penicillin, just don't work on them. Next, there's acquired resistance. Other bacteria gain resistance by picking up new antibiotic-resistant genes or through mutations. This can happen when they're exposed to antibiotics that don't kill them, allowing them to adapt to survive. Conversely, they can also occur naturally, where bacteria develop over time and become naturally resistant to other antibiotics. Mycobacterium tuberculosis, for example, has strains resistant to rifamycin because of this acquired resistance. Third, there's genetic changes. Through random DNA mutations, bacteria might change in a way that makes antibiotics ineffective. Fourth, there's DNA transfer. Bacteria can actually share genes that make them resistant through processes like conjugation, where they transfer resistant DNA directly into other bacteria. Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, or MRSA, spreads this way. These mechanisms make it easier for bacteria to survive and even thrive in environments where antibiotics are present. However, it's not just about how resistance develops, but also about how it spreads. When we overuse or misuse antibiotics, we increase the chances for antibiotic-resistant genes to develop and spread. This misuse includes things like prescribing antibiotics for viral infections, like the common cold, where they're not effective. In fact, studies were shown that in 2015, 30% of outpatients' antibiotics prescribed in the US were unnecessary. This misuse not only exposes patients to unnecessary side effects, but also gives bacteria more opportunities to adapt. Once resistant bacteria develop in one patient, they can spread to another patient even if they haven't taken antibiotics. This makes antibiotic resistance a global health crisis. These bacteria can travel across communities, hospitals, and even international borders. So what can we do? The answer lies within antibiotic stewardship, which means utilizing antibiotics only when necessary to slow the spread and development of antibiotic resistance. But even with responsible use, it's important to understand that bacteria naturally evolve over time, so sometimes gaining resistance through random mutations is possible. This is part of their survival strategy that has been happening for millions of years. However, the misuse of antibiotics speeds up this process, giving bacteria more opportunities to evolve and share these resistant traits with other bacteria. Ultimately, each of us has a role to play. By understanding when the use of antibiotics is necessary and when it's not, we can do our part to help slow the spread of antibiotic resistance for future generations. Again, thank you for tuning into my blog, and stay tuned for the next update in a few weeks.